Howdy folks, welcome to episode 34. Today we are going to finish up the CV and take it for a test drive, I think. So the first thing I need to do is throw a few of these turrets on. I made 10 of the rocket turrets. They're more just kind of for looks than anything else, but yeah, I think they'll do fine. So I'm not sure if that one's actually going to look horrible from inside the from inside the cockpit. And I apologize, my keys, I had to change my keys around, so I'm like stumbling to try to move downward because I use shift for down, and they hard-coded shift to the paint gun that I plan to be using today, so I had to remap my keys around in order to do that because I can't basically hold shift, and I'm moving down the entire time I'm painting, which is ridiculous. So it's really extremely annoying and frustrating, and so yeah, I really hope they change that sometime soon. I'm not sure if putting a turret on here is going to have it shooting through this radar dish or what. I guess we'll find out. But honestly, I don't plan to take this ship into any type of combat situation, so I may never find out. I do not plan to fly it anywhere near plasma drones. I've had some pretty bad luck, if you even call it luck, but I've had some pretty bad experiences with plasma drones and large CVs. They just destroy everything. So yeah, it looks like this has a decent field of fire. Not that it's ever going to get used, but you know. And let's see where else we can put. So we've got 2 of those. We need to place 10, and I also need to do this kind of thing on here too, so that it doesn't look so bad. And why is it? Oh, because anyway, I'll do those off camera while I'm painting. I'll clean those up. I just wanted to get these in their basic positions so you can see whereabouts the turrets are going to be located. There's number 3. We should be able to put 4 and 5 over here somewhere. Yeah, we can maybe. Would that fit over here? It doesn't really look like it now. I've pretty much used up all this space on this ship. All the available space. And okay, so we can put a few over here. We can get 4 of them out here. Let's see, we'll put them on the corner, and we'll put 1 over here. And why didn't I turn on the symmetry axis is what you're saying, right? And my down key is not mapped. And it makes me want to strangle somebody who decided the shift key needs to be hard-coded. So we'll put this. We can put these on the engine. Yeah, they fit. Okay, good. So we can put these here and here, maybe in the middle of the fins. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay. And let me make sure I've got that in the right spot because it will drive everybody nuts if it's not even. And this one is what, on the back? Yeah, it's on the back. Okay, so we'll get this one here. Okay, and we've got 1 turret left. I can probably put it on the top center or something. I could even put it inside the landing bay, but I think here would be a good spot for it. So there we go. Okay, we've got the turrets on, and I decided that since I'm going to do white, and basically the only other bright color is yellow, and you know, because everything else is dark blue, dark green. The red, you know, in space is dark too. And so between all of those factors, I'm thinking if it's going to be dark, I might as well just go with black, so that I'm not sitting here going, you know, hey, it would be cool if you could see that it's blue, but you can't really, it just looks dark. So I'll just do it black with white, and that'll also be the highest contrast, I think, with the between the two colors. So that'll probably provide the best contrast to highlight all the contours and the paint job. So why don't I get started on that, and I will, let's see. So I was planning on doing something like this, where these middle sections are white. Yeah, the middle sections here are white, so we've got the black stripes going down them, and then a lot of the other stuff will be black, like I'll probably do the wings. The wings will be black here. And so I'm going to do all this painting, and I will be back in, I'm sure it will be just a couple seconds for you. This is going to take forever for me, so wish me luck. See you in a minute. Okay guys, we're back, and I finished painting. So I got all the black and white in, and it looks pretty cool actually. Now when you're painting, you'll want to basically follow the contours is pretty much the idea. And somehow I managed to forget that block. Okay, but what you want to do is you want to pretty much follow the contours of whatever it is you're painting, so that you can paint one region one color and the other regions the other color. So for example, on here I've got these light levels are all white, and the stuff in between it is black. And then the other thing you want to do is, if you get a huge region of one color, then you just break it up with some stripes or something, some stripes or some dots or whatever. So with a ship, the stripes generally tend to look better. And over here we've got engineering. So let's check out the inside first. This is engineering, and here's the fuels tanks, as you already know. The core, and this thing came out looking pretty cool. And I've got some contours on the floor and stuff like that. And I did the same thing on both sides. The little gravity room turned out looking pretty good. Some of this is just a matter of like this white stripe and stuff is external, and so because the ship is only one layer thick, so one block thick between us and the outside, so it's not like we can paint the outside and the inside different colors. So a lot of this is just dependent on the outside, but like this was a big gray area, so I made it white here to contrast the black and that kind of thing. The warp engine down here, I've got these little thingies, these little doohickeys I hooked up out of the landing gears, so that kind of makes the room look a little more interesting. And then these are the insides of the thruster ports, so those are pretty much determined by that. The crafting room up here, since this floor is internal, I was able to make it a nice checkerboard. This hallway is pretty plain here, since on the outside it's white and it's kind of hard to mix that up. So anyway, we've got the nice little checkerboard floor here and some white contours on the floor inside here. There's one of the thruster ports, so I decided to use that to break up. I could have painted it black, but then the entire ceiling would have been black, and that starts to look, there's too much of one thing. So same thing on the other side, and the frames are really dropping here. In this room, we get a lot of frame dropping for some reason. That comes down to like in the 40s sometimes, and I think it's because of all the lights. So anyway, here is the hallway going up into the front, and obviously this is going to be the wood floor instead, so there's not much different in here. And I know this entire floor is black. I might even like put some hull plating up on the roof so that I can paint that white and break this up a little. But the bridge didn't look good with the colors mixed up. And I also added this little contour here, these triangle blocks, so that I could break up this contour here. And yeah, that was why the ceiling was black down there, I think. I'll have to check. No, that is the outside. Okay, the ceiling is the outside, so I'll have to put some hull plates in there in order to get that to go. So anyway, it took about an hour and a half to paint it, and why don't we try taking it out for a spin and see how it flies. This will be the first time I've actually flown this thing since I started building it, and as you can see, the marker for the small vessel is still there. I'm curious to see if it follows us along, since it was docked when I destroyed it. But also you can see the ship from the outside. You can see how, like I said, I followed the contours with the black and the white. The white follows all the windows and stuff, and then the black kind of outlines that. And then when I had large regions, I broke them up with some stripes, so it looks kind of nice with the stripes on there and everything. And the thruster ports obviously are white, since they did a nice job of breaking up the black areas, the big black regions. So here we go. Wish us luck. We'll see. We're 3,000 miles from Akua, so we shouldn't be too bad. And the Dart is docked. And yeah, this small vessel is going away. So that's where the ship was built. I guess we have a permanent marker for where the ship was built. So let's see, the up and down seems to work pretty well. It sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like thrusters cutting out, so I don't know if that means my generators are, whoa, and I need to get out of the planet's gravity. Yeah, I get way out of the planet's gravity. I don't want to do that. So yeah, let's go forward, go forward, go forward. Okay. Yeah, and it sounds like the thrusters are breaking up. So I think that means I need more generators on this thing. You can hear the little puff, puff, puff. And let's see if our left to right isn't too bad. It's a little sluggish. Let's see. Yeah, it spins around. It spins around pretty nicely. And it spins around the other way pretty nice. So I think the RCSs in the various regions, this actually handles fairly well for a ship of its size from what I've had with other ships. But I should not go moving around too much, because I don't want to get in range of these space drones and end up having to get in a dogfight with them or anything. So I'm going to pull out to 2,500, and I will... Why is my distance decreasing still? Okay, I should be good here. It's telling me 0 Gs. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do that, and I will be back in just a minute. Okay guys, we're back, and I added in the generators. I also put in this little stuff in the living room or the quarters in order to break up the ceiling. It looks a little bit better. Anyway, that's not really that important right now. So I put in 2 extra generators, and we'll see if that makes a difference as far as the engines cutting out or anything. Let's see here. So we're using 1% of power now, and I will take off here. Let's go. And it's still doing that thruster cutting out sound. I don't know if that's just a sound bug. It must be just a sound bug of some sort, because it stops when the ship is going. And interesting, it doesn't stop. There, it stopped. Okay, I was going to say it doesn't stop when I'm using the keyboard, only when I'm... But it is smoother when I'm using only the keyboard and not the mouse. Okay. So anyway, that is the big CV. It's all finished. And I've got another project I want to start, and what I want to do is I want to make a combat ready CV that I can use to deal with the plasma drones and stuff in all these. So I'm going to do that, and I will start on that either next episode or the episode after. I haven't decided if we're going to, Hurley and I are going to probably try to do an adventure this weekend, and so if we can do that, we will do that in the next episode. If we can't, then I'll be starting on the CV, the combat CV. So join me for episode 35, and we'll see what kind of fun we can have then. Later.